What is up, you guys? Brian here with Left Spin Base, here to bring you some epic news directly from Takara Tomy themselves. Now I have a pack here right here, and I'm going to be displaying it on the screen for you guys to be able to read and see for yourselves. That is discussing Beyblade X and everything that comes with it. Now the whole point of Beyblade X so far from Takara Tomy is the point of it being fast and flashy, as they would describe it. They wanted it to be fast and powerful smash attacks. So right up at the top it says Beyblade X, the fastest Beyblades in history. Now the gimmick that comes with the Beyblade X is going to be called the Extreme Dash gimmick. Now we have all seen on those trailers that they have released a couple days ago that blew up the internet on our new bays, on our new Beyblade X bays. Down on the performance tip, your driver, they are equipped with little gears, and around the new stadium they do have the same type of gears that circles it, comes into a point at the top which is supposed to enable your anime like moves and special moves. And that is the point of Beyblade X, is to replicate your anime style moves. Further along down the news article, Takara Tomy says Beyblade X, the 4th generation Beyblade X, is to be launched officially on July 15th, 2023. That is coming up just in a couple months, and it is supposed to be globally. So the big question we do have here for everyone is, where's Hasbro? Now the whole point of Hasbro and the Quad Strike and the Quad Drive base was to bring in the Beyblade to America and to the parts of the world where Takara Tomy was not sold. But now Takara Tomy is releasing Beyblade X worldwide. So what that says for Hasbro, we do not know yet. Now the big thing I am here to discuss and tell you guys about today, that we are not seeing enough here on YouTube and with all the other Baytubers, and that is gear sports. Now Beyblade X, Takara Tomy wants and is making Beyblade an official recognizable sporting event. So these are no longer toys. So if you're an adult like me in your mid-early 30s, you don't have to say you're playing with toys no more. You're playing with sporting equipment. You're an athlete. And this is a very important detail about this news article, and probably the most exciting part about this entire news article from Takara Tomy, and that is the Master Tournament. Now they announced that later on this year, in the winter of 2023, they will be launching the official Master Tournament to see, as they say in the article themselves, to determine the pinnacle of Beyblade. Now further along in the article, Takara Tomy did say they are defining gear sports as a competition that requires players improving their skills, such as practice shooting and acquiring knowledge of customization and reconfigurations with meticulous setup possibilities. So what that means, we do not know yet, but what we can assume is that the setup and the assembly of these bays are going to be very complex and very complicated, because the whole point of Beyblade X is to no longer introduce it as a children's toy game. It is now being broadcasted and targeted towards any and all ages. So they discussed a little bit more, and we have all seen this, so I'm just going to skip over this part. But the next little bit they discuss about the products being released. There are 12 products being released, and everyone online is already talking about those products. So we're going to skip over that, because you have all already seen what these products are, from the stadium to the 4 new Beyblade X bays, your BX bays, to the new Bay Logger, or your Battle Pass, of which I am absolutely excited about, and that is one of the items that we will discuss because it involves your gear sports. So after Takara Tomy discusses the history of Beyblade, Takara Tomy then moves on to discussing the products a little bit more in depth. The next part what they talk about is the influence of Beyblade X. Now the way Takara Tomy describes it is all the most popular aspects of every generation, from the plastic generation to the metal generation and even the burst generation, they applied into the new Beyblade X. So everything that you loved most about the previous generations are being applied into the Beyblade X products, and you can see that in a lot of the new Beyblades, such as your drawn sword. If you look at that and you look at the chip, it does remind you a lot of the plastic generation with that bit beast right in the middle. Now whether they're going to call them bit beasts I do not know. They have not said anything about that yet. We're gonna have to wait for the manga to be released to see what they actually call them in the manga. But if you look at it, it does look a lot like a Beyblade, so there is your plastic generation influence. Then obvious influence for the metal generation is gonna be the metal ring on the outside. Now these metal rings do look absolutely epic. I'm telling you, epic when you look at these. The detail that's put into these metal rings. Now my biggest fear with these metal rings is how strong that metal is. Now I am going to assume that they did make it out of a different type of metal, because this is going to now be a sport where they are not limiting how fast the Beyblades can spin. Now a while back ago, Beyblades used to be able to spin almost up to 10,000 RPM until they put a kibosh to that, limiting the amount of RPM down to about max of 7,500, which is still pretty fast. But now with no cap on your RPM, making you train, build up strength to be able to let it rip at your full potential to get the full max spin. So my biggest fear is if that metal is going to withstand that, and how many pieces you're going to have to replace due to broken parts. So the next part that they do discuss is the gear sports. That is what I am excited about. As you guys know, Left Spin Base is all about making Beyblade look a lot like a sporting event. And that is my goal. And now seeing it here is just absolutely a dream come true. So the whole point about Beyblade X that Takara Tomy wants, the way Takara Tomy sees it, is that Beyblade requires a lot of heart, determination, as well as physical strength. And because of that, they thought it would be best if it becomes a sporting event, not only for the players and the bladers to enjoy, but also for the spectators and the people watching to enjoy. And that is going to be the whole point about the gear sports. Now moving on, it does talk a little bit more about your battle pass. And like I said, we're going to be discussing that battle pass in a little bit as we move on to the main part of this video. And that's going to be about your gear sports and what we're about to talk about next. So Beyblade has officially announced that they will be holding a tournament. That is right, Beyblade is holding a worldwide tournament, and your battle pass is the key to be able to enter into that tournament. Now your tournament is separated into 3 different classes. Now you have your regular class, which is going to be your elementary age group, essentially. Then it's going to move up to your senior class. Now your senior class is going to contain your teenagers, your kids that are in junior high as well as in high school. The last one is going to be your master class. Now the master class is essentially for any and all ages, particularly for those who are too old for your regular class and your senior class. Now they discuss that the master tournament is what they are going to be calling it. The master tournament is going to be a very high rated tournament. Now the whole point of the master tournament is to figure out who the top blader will be, to find the pinnacle of Beyblade. That is what Takara Tomy is after right now with the Beyblade X, is to figure out just how far Beyblade could go. So now you ask me, okay, Brian, what does the battle pass have to do with the tournament? Well, my dudes, your battle pass has everything to do with your tournaments. So if you look on the screen right up here, it shows a little bit of a screenshot of the app itself. So the app itself, much like the Beyblade Burst app, however your Beyblade Burst app with Hasbro is more of a mobile game, not necessarily of anything that involves real life. So your battle pass connects to this new app that's going to be connected to your smartphone. You scan it in there, you scan your bays in there, and the features that are packed into this battle pass is just mind-blowing on what they could do in this app. So in this app, the battle pass that connects to your launcher is able to determine your rip strength and how hard you're able to shoot your Beyblade onto the stadium. And it records it in there, much like your Baylogger with the Beyblade Burst, except this is a little bit more advanced. Beyond that, what it does is it collects points. Now with those points, you can go to an e-store that is on your app, and you're able to purchase, whether it's physical parts or physical products. I do not know, that is not disclosed yet. But you're able to buy stuff on an e-store that is in the app using those points. But furthermore, whenever you battle with your battle pass at home and it records it onto your smartphone, what it does with those points, when you collect enough points, you are then able to participate in your tournaments. And that is a big thing. That is what these battle passes are for. Much like the anime back with Metal Fights with the battle pass. You have to have the battle pass essentially to participate in the tournaments with Beyblade X. So the rest of the package just talks a little bit more about the anime and about the manga that's going to be released. And then just talks about the film crew that helped film the trailers that were released with Beyblade X that were featuring the new bays. So I don't know about you guys, but over here at Left Spin Bays, I'm excited about Beyblade X, and I'm excited to see how far Takara Tomy is going to take Beyblade. Now stay in tune and keep watching my channel because I have every single new product of Beyblade X coming to Left Spin Bays. So before you go buy, because these Beyblade X's are not cheap, they are more expensive than your Beyblade Burst products. So watch the channel, watch the reviews, watch me unbox all these bays so you can see them for yourself, so you can determine if you truly want that bay or that item. But the one thing I do highly recommend you getting is that battle pass. And I will be unboxing that in one of the first unboxing videos for you guys so you can see just how it works. And there you guys have it. That is the big update from Takara Tomy themselves about Beyblade X. So like always, have yourselves a great night, and I'll see you in the next video.